Get the up air. And there's the kill confirm. The forward throw to up air. Back in. Let's go. What's up, gamers? We're back with another Flash Party video, and guess what? Today is the day that I start dropping my guides. The first one I did was Sivi. The next one I'll be doing will be the man on the screen right now, Thanatos, who is actually the character I put in the most work with, so he's probably my main. I think he's the character I'm best with, and I understand a lot of the matchups with. So I actually had a lot of fun when making this guide and getting to play him all over again, because I always have so much fun when I get to play Thanatos. So, like I always say, if the videos are helpful, leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. Let's hop into the guide. Okay, so first I want to go over Thanatos' B moves. Thanatos' B moves are actually pretty good. Thanatos as a character is a character with a lot of range. So let's just start off with Neutral B. Neutral B is kind of like a blade beam kind of move. It's very good for spacing. You don't want to use it when you're too close because it can be punished. But to just bait your opponent to come in, it just kind of covers that half-mark stage where you don't want to approach and get aggressive and you want to force an option from your opponent. Next, we have Thanatos' up B. It's basically a multitude of slashes, and it goes straight up. As you see, it can be angled to like, so you can move slightly to the left or slightly to the right when you do it. And he has a good little bit of float after doing it. But this is actually the sad part about Thanatos, because his recovery is actually not that good, because this up B does not snap the ledge. So when up being with Thanatos, I recommend getting as close as you can and actually reverse up B, because those few slashes on the back end will actually hit on stage and not, oh my gosh, can I not reverse my up Bs? And actually not pull your opponent off and knock them off stage into the blast zone. So revert up being in reverse is probably the best you can do with Thanatos to keep people from standing on the ledge and punishing you. Or if you really have to, up B forward. But his recovery and his up B is probably the worst part about him, but it's also one of the best parts about him, because if you catch somebody off stage with an up B, they die and it hits really, really hard. And you also get more drift after hitting somebody with the up. So his up B is a very good edge guarding tool. It's very good to use against characters that have to go one specific way. And if you hit somebody like around 40 to like 100 or even higher, they just straight up die from it. It's a very, very strong move. So let's go off into side B. Side B, a lot of people call, well, I call it the death scythe. It's a hit grab. So wait, it only grabs if you hit. If someone is shielding, it does not hit. The best thing about it is at low percentages, it is a combo move. It combos into up tilt, combos into forward air, and combos into up air. So there's like 3 combo moves. It also, at certain percentages, it will combo into neutral air. And the neutral air is just kind of like, it's good. Comboing it from neutral air is good for putting your opponent in disadvantage without you having to guess too much. As you can see, you can cover a lot of space with neutral air and keep moving forward, but we'll get into that when we cover neutral air. But that seems to be side B. The best part about side B is if someone doesn't DI it, you can get kill confirms like side B into up air from it on lighter characters. It's a very good positioning tool. It really, really puts opponents in bad decisions because they have to DI it out. And it's one of those moves you can always chase with up air. It doesn't matter if they DI out or they DI in. They get hit with up. They get hit with up air if they DI in. And if they DI out, you can just up air and follow them on the ground and follow their landing. So like hitting somebody with side B is actually very, very good. Then another thing about side B is if you can also combo into it from grab to extend grab combos. So that's another good thing about side B. A lot of times out of grab at 0, I like to go for side B for combos like this. And that's just a very good setup for you to hit at 0. So side B is a very good move. You don't want to get too stuck on throwing it out, because once again, just like neutral B is one of his most punishable moves, I just kind of only recommend going for it out of grab. And another good thing about it is it really is a shield break move. So if someone's shielding a lot and you probably hit their shield with one down tilt and they shield it and they run up and shield again, you could probably side B and they'll most likely break their shield, because this move does a lot of shield damage. That's actually where a lot of my shield break moves come from, side B. So let's go into Thanatos' down B. So unlike his side B, which is a hit grab, Thanatos' down B really is a command grab. As you can see, it kind of like has a dark hand that comes out. It's really good. It does 22%. You know, that's a lot for a move. But what we're not looking at is the 22% that it does. This command grab is actually an execute. So when your opponent is at 50 and you command grab them, it automatically KOs them at 50. Now, I know it sounds busted, but it's a really slow move. It's kind of like Ganondarf's Warlock Punch. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, okay, you got Warlock Punch. That's kind of like your fault. And another thing about the side B is you can turn it around before it launches. So you can start this way and turn it around for like mix-ups. Like that. So you can just turn the direction you want. And like I always say, if you grab somebody and they're above 50, it's just an execute. It does so much damage and it's really good if they're above 50. And you might say, well, that's kind of useless, kind of like Ganondarf Warlock Punch. But remember what I said before, side B is a good shield breaker, and Thanatos has a lot of good shield break moves from down air to side B into tipper forward smash. All those moves can break shields after one hit with down tilt or jab. So if you break someone's shield, the biggest punish you can get if they're above 50 is the down B. Uh-oh. Is the down B. For that quick execute. So let's go into Thanatos' A moves. Now, his A moves are where he really, really shines, because Thanatos covers a lot of area with his A moves. It's kind of like a really big circle. If you've ever played a sword character, the idea with sword characters is that they put up a bubble and cover a bubble. Well, his moves cover a really big bubble. As you can see, neutral air, up tilt, down tilt, and how much range he has with his forward smash. So let's go with grounded A moves first, and you can see where he really shines. So on the ground, Thanatos has a really good dash speed, a really good initial dash, and his best grounded poke tools are his grounded A moves. So the first one we're going to look at is jab. Jab is just one hit. It's a singular hit. Jab is not multi-hit like any other characters. It's just very good for getting people off of you. If you're not sure if you're going to be able to get a grab punish, or you just want to get somebody off stage and put them in a bad position, jab is a very, very good move to do that with. And also at higher percentages, jab will start to KO. I want to say like around maybe 140 maybe. I know I said 140, but that is like a really high percentage. Is if you can't manage to land any of his kill moves, you can just jab. And as you see, that was at 129, but that was no DI. So jab really is a very, very useful move in trying to get people off of you. If you just feel pressured or you want to throw a button out, you can down tilt into jab or down tilt into down tilt. But jab is a very good kind of like get off me move. So let's go into his down tilt. So his down tilt is his bread and butter. Probably has the second best down tilt in the game, in my opinion. That's the saeya. Thanatos' down tilt has a lot of range. It also has a tipper hitbox. So the up front hitbox knocks up, the tipper hitbox pulls in. So at lower percentages, the main thing you want to go for is the tipper hitbox to pull in, so you can go do things like down tilt into up tilt, because his down tilt is one of his best combo starters. You can go down tilt into up air. You can chase landings with down tilt into up air again. You just kind of rinse and repeat because Thanatos' up air covers so much. One of the things I like to do is pivot turn around down tilt because it's really good. If someone's shielding, you can dash up on them while they're shielding and dash back and down tilt. Thanatos' down tilt is also safe on shield. Your opponent will have to parry it in order for them to punish it. So it's a very good poke tool to throw out. Now, past 100, like in these percentages, 131, it doesn't really lead into any kill confirms because by the time you can jump and throw out up air, your opponent can get out of the way. But it does lead to some pretty good confirms at basically like below 100. As you can see, you have down tilt into neutral air. At 80, you should still be able to get down tilt into up air. And if they live it at that point, you can just pursue with the up air and keep sharking them because Thanatos' up air is really good. So at higher percentages, don't feel discouraged to not hit down tilt because if your opponent is above you with Thanatos, that's one of the best places you want them because you can shark with up air, and if they air dodge, you can punish with dash attack. So I think that's about it for down tilt. So let's jump into maybe his second move that I love the most, which is his up tilt. So Thanatos' up tilt covers a lot of range. A lot of people hate him because of this up tilt combined with his down tilt. It also has a sweet spot, basically a tipper sweet spot. See if I can hit it from the front. Gosh, there we go. So there's like the tipper hit spot. You can see the stun when you hit it. I'm more used to hitting the back hit part of the up tilt because if you go and you turn around, the back hit part of Thanatos' up tilt has a bigger sweet spot. So the sweet spot is basically the edge of the scythe, as you can see. That's kind of how it is with all of Thanatos' move. For up tilt, the back sweet spot, let's just call it the back sweet spot. The back sweet spot is a lot easier to hit than the forward. And another thing about Thanatos is up tilt, at lower percentages, you can do things like grab into up tilt. You can do down tilt into up tilt. It's very, very good move, especially on stages with platforms. And on characters you don't feel comfortable basically jumping against and giving up the ground. And the thing about his up tilt is really, really strong. Hitting that sweet spot can KO opponents like almost as early as 80, as long as you hit the sweet spot, which is not that hard, but it's one of those things, as you can see, you right there died at 80. It's one of those things where you just kind of like, you throw it out because you want to hit the sweet spot, but you're not trying to hit the sweet spot. You're just trying to throw it out to cover, and it covers so much range that 9 times out of 10 you'll hit the sweet spot because the move kills so hard. And also another good thing about up tilt is backwards hit up tilt. So if you run around and dash and turn around and up tilt, that part is safe on shield because it's a sweet spot and it has enough hit stun to where you can dash away and probably down tilt. So his up tilt's a very, very good move. Very good move. My second favorite move, I love it. If you see an opponent jumping at you, don't be afraid to throw it out because if someone jumps at you and you throw it out and they double jump, you can just dash back and down tilt, or you could dash in and up tilt again. Sorry about that. I've been losing my voice. So let's get into his forward strong. I have to get used to calling them forward strongs because I keep calling them forward smashes. His forward strong is very simple. It's just a slash forward. Has a lot of range, very quick. You can charge it up just like anybody else's forward strong. The thing about this one is, just like all of his other scythe moves, except for neutral air, this one has a sweet spot. As you can hear, it has like that slashing sound. And the one thing about this sweet spot, it is really, really strong. Like on the edge of the stage, I want to say it'll kill at 60. Yeah, it just like destroys opponents. It's really, really strong. Definitely one of those moves you can just kind of throw out if you're in the lead. And another thing about forward smash is if you're trying to get the sweet spot, the best thing to do is to dash away and then forward smash. Because the Thanatos' dash distance puts him in a perfect spot for a sweet spot on forward smash. So if you ever get a shield break and you're not sure if down B would kill, you can always just dash away, fully charge forward smash. And I actually believe a fully charged forward smash will probably forward strong will probably KO an opponent at 30, maybe. If you get a shield break at 30 and you can push him to the ledge. Yeah, you can get a kill at 30. So Thanatos is very scary because you can shield break someone like as low as 30 and kill him with forward strong. And you can also down B them at 50 with 3 moves that shield break. So that was forward strong. We covered down tilt, up tilt. We covered jab. And we also covered, I didn't dash back far enough, his forward strong attack, which all have tipper hitboxes, so you always want to aim to hit the scythe. But the best thing about these moves is they're naturally strong. So at certain percentages, even if you don't hit the sweet spot, they'll still KO. Kind of like that right there. So let's go into Thanatos' aerials. His aerials, believe it or not, because he has such a good ground game, his aerials are also very, very good. Once again, I think that's the reason why I love playing him so much. His aerials are my favorite aerials out of any character in the game. So let's just start with neutral air. Neutral air is just a big circle, big falling hitbox. It's not safe on shield, so you don't want to fall on opponents with it, but it does cover a lot. It's good for also covering falling opponents because neutral air kind of pops up a little bit. And if you full hop it, you basically land with no end lag. So full hop in neutral air, you land with no end lag. So if an opponent is above you, you can full hop neutral air, see where they're going, and chase them with neutral air or pursue them with forward air. So covering like aerial options with neutral air is really, really good. It basically covers a big circle. So instead of, if you don't feel comfortable chasing that option with neutral air, with up air, you can also chase it with neutral air, which is very, very good. As you can see right there, like those aren't true combos, but just neutral air sets up for such like good advantage that they kind of have to air dodge it. And even if they air dodge it, you can punish the air dodge or the jump away with the next move. So neutral is a very good, basically extender, puts opponents in very bad positions. And at lower percentages, you can get a falling neutral air into like down tilt to start up other combos because neutral air doesn't knock that far away. You can also walk forward and get combos like that, all based off of the fact that you landed a falling neutral air. So his neutral is very good at covering a lot of range. Now let's cover his forward air. His forward air is a very, very good aerial. It's basically a spacing tool. You can go forward with it. You can float backwards with it. You can jump, forward air dodge, so you can get the wave dash because you can forward air and air dodge an inch off the ground for a wave dash into down tilt. So it's like a very good mix-up. His forward air covers jumps. You can land, and if you space it on shield, it's safe on shield. They'd have to parry it. Like a lot of Thanatos' moves, a lot of his moves, you have to parry them in order to punish them because they have so much range. So if your opponent can't really air to air you, you can just kind of space them out with forward air. And another good thing about forward air is it covers a lot. It also kills. So I'm gonna say like 100. Yeah. So forward air is a very, very strong move. You can combo from forward air from side B, grab, and you can just get really aggressive with forward air because of how fast and how little aerial end lag it has. And if your opponent's standing in shield too much and they're afraid of you and you're controlling the ground, you can just land with forward air for it to be safe. They'd have to parry it in order to get a punish. And it kind of forces them to parry your moves to get a punish. And that's kind of what you want. You want your opponent to take those risks to have to parry so you can mix up your timings and get big kills with like back air, up air, forward smash, and up tilt. So let's go into his up air. So his up air is really, really ridiculous. He's probably one of the best jugglers in the game. Simply because of his up air. His up air is just a double swipe. It covers a very, very big arc, as you can see. And it also kills. So his up air is really, really good. You can also land on people with up air for things like up air up tilt. You can do things like up air side B into up airs. So his up air is really good. I don't recommend landing on people with up air because it's not safe on shield. But if you feel like you'll get it, you could definitely land on them with up air for some combo extensions like that. So falling up air isn't that good, but it's also not bad. At higher percentages, you can land on it with up air into another up air. And I want to say around 60, you can land on people with falling up air into up air. Really good damage. So all around, his up air is really good. Covers a lot of range. You want to shark with it. You want to juggle with it. Full hop up air. You also land laglessly. As you can see, I'm up airing and I'm still moving. So if someone's coming into the range of up air, you can basically shark with up air. And if they air dodge, you can punish with dash attack. Shark with up air, punish with down tilt. Shark with up air, punish with grab. Anything you want, because his up air is really good, just kind of like his neutral air. It covers a lot of space and forces those options out of your opponent. And you basically get to punish those next options. And if they don't do anything, they eat the up air. So let's see, we've covered neutral air, up air, forward air. Now let's talk about down air. Now down air has in lag. It will always have in lag. So the best thing about down air is either landing with down air, because it hits really hard, or running at someone and doing short hop down air, because down air destroys opponents. Down air is also another one of Thanatos' shield breaks, and a lot of times if you're playing an opponent and you down tilt and they block it and you dash forward, they hold a shield, and you can literally just dash forward and short hop and down air. Can I short hop and down air? And get a shield break. If they have, like, if you've touched your shield with almost any move, that includes like neutral B or down tilt, you can just short hop and down air and get a shield break. And like I said before, those shield breaks give you big KOs, early KOs with Thanatos, because he hits so hard and he's so strong. So you won't really be using down air that much. One way you can use down air if you really like it is if you get a grab on the edge of the stage. Forward throw into down air is a real combo. If someone lets you grab them near the edge of the stage, like around 30 or 40, you can full hop the down air to get a kill. So that is a really good recovery, like basically like a grab setup. If someone's like holding in and you grab them, you just kind of like go for the forward throw into down air. The way to get out of it is they have to DI out. And as you know, the CPU's always DI in. But the way to get out of it is they have to DI out. But if you catch someone slipping and they don't DI it out, you basically just go for the down air. It's a very good setup to go for on the edge of the stage, because if you go for it and they DI it out and you don't get it, you still have stage behind you, and you can just jump back and stay in advantage, because they still have to recover past you or either go to the ledge, so you still have stage control. So it's a very good option to just go for when your opponents are like on the edge of the stage. Just hit a grab, forward throw, down air. If they don't get KO'd by it, you can go for it again because it has a lot of range. It covers the edge. A lot of people like to up B immediately after getting hit by the down air, because it hits, as you saw right there, it hits really hard, and you can kill opponents at 30 when you hit the spike hitbox. It just destroys opponents. Now let's talk about back air. A lot of you have seen back air a lot. I know you have. Back air is how a lot of Thanatoses, including myself, like to get kills. It's a very scary move. It hits hard. As you saw right there, it killed her at 50, but you know, CPUs don't really DI. It's a very, very strong and very good move. The only thing about it is that it's predictable, so it's very easy to parry, but the only way to punish it is to parry. Now, back air does a lot of shield damage, so if you're fighting an opponent and you back air their shield and they shield, you can literally just run at them in down air or run at them inside B for a shield break. Back air is very scary because it kills really early, very, very early, and it also does so much shield damage that it kind of forces your opponent to not want to shield again, because Thanatos has 3 different kinds of shield breaks. The only downside to back air is that it's predictable and that it's easy to parry. But in order for opponents to get past it, they have to parry it. So a lot of people would just, against slower opponents, you can literally just jump and back air. You can bait it with double jump back air. You can bait it with double jump down air, because if they've been holding shield to punish the back air, you can land on them with down air. But back air is very, very strong. And just at lower percentages, when you have forward throw to down air, you also have forward throw to turn around back air. And it doesn't kill as early as forward throw down air, But if they're DIing out, you hit them with the sweet spot of backer. So that's where the mix-up comes in at. If you know your opponent's been DIing your throws out, you hit them with the back air instead of going for the down air, and the back air will completely destroy them. It's a really good move. Very, very good move to just kind of throw out. The spacing on it is ridiculous. It kills early. You get it from grab, you combo it from grab, and like I say, at those like mid to high percentages, like around 50, you just kind of go grab, forward throw, back air, and your opponent just kind of gets destroyed. And like I said, it's a mix-up. If they DI it out, you back air. If they DI it in, you go for down air. So you just have to read what the way your opponent's been DIing throughout the entire match. So that'll do it for his aerials. We've covered up air, down air, neutral air, back air, forward air. And before we're done with his A moves, let's talk about his dash attack. Now, a lot of people hate Thanatos because of this dash attack. This dash attack is really good. It hits really hard. Certain characters, you can two-frame them with dash attack. I know Tong and Macalon, you can two-frame their recoveries with dash attack very easily. Just kind of go to the ledge and do it, and it always hits. Dash attack is very good. Very good. It's so good that a lot of people abuse it because it's a very good burst option. As you can see, he lunges forward. If you space it, it's safe on shield. Yeah, that's the crazy thing about it. If you space it, it's safe on shield. At higher percentages, it kills. When opponents think they're going to grab the ledge, you can dash attack to catch their jumps just like that. It's a very, very neutral burst option. Like I said before, up air, dash attack. You can neutral air, dash attack, just to like cover those options and keep opponents guessing and keep them in disadvantage. Dash attack is a very, very good rounded move. You just have to not get too dash attack heavy because once again, it is one of his most punishable moves. Now, let's talk about Thanatos' grab. Thanatos actually has a very, very, very good grab. Thanatos' grab combos, it seems like almost forever. So you can do forward throw into side B. You can do forward throw into dash up tilt. At higher percentage, you can do forward throw into up air. Forward throw, percent's too high. You can do forward throw into double jump forward air. It just seems like Thanatos gets so much from grab that it's crazy that a character that pressures you and puts you into shield can basically build you up 2 kill percents from grabs. So it doesn't hurt to mix in grabs with your poke game because you're going to be down tilting a lot to keep opponents out. And you basically can just block, parry, and get a grab. Down tilt or dash forward and get a grab because you get so much from grab. You get juggle situations, you get kill opportunities. You just get a lot from Thanatos' grab. It's kind of like the best thing about Thanatos, and that's why I like him a lot, because he keeps opponents out, locks them into shield, and gets a lot from his forward throw. So at lower percentages, I recommend going forward throw into side B, and that way you can see how your opponent DIs. Because if you side B them and they DI it out, you know they understand to DI Thanatos' moves out. So the next time you grab them, you can do something like forward throw, back air, and get a kill. Just because you know that they're able to, that they're DIing out. And if you see them DIing in, you just go for up air, which gives you a juggle situation. So Thanatos' grab is really, really good. And that's his forward throw. The other good thing about Thanatos is Thanatos actually has a killing grab. So like around, I want to say maybe 150, 160. Sophia's a medium weight character. So let's go 150 maybe? Yeah. So let's go 150 for medium weight characters. So that means light characters will probably be like 20% earlier. So maybe 130. That's if they don't DI it. Heavy characters will probably be 20% later. So let's say 170 to 180. But the fact that he has a kill throw and has so many big damaging moves, that's really, really good. And you have to take it into the fact that Thanatos is a rage character. So that means the more percent he has, the more launch and damage his moves do. So that means you may be able to get a kill with back throw at a higher, at even earlier percents if you have higher percent. So Thanatos' grab, very, very good neutral move to use. If you don't lose anything from landing a grab, you don't even need anything special to combo from grab. And like I say, the fact that this character has such good poke moves that lock people down and want them to shield, you get a lot from empty jump grabs. And as you saw before, you can even get kills from grab. So let's talk about some of Thanatos' combos. Early game, and basically throughout the entire game, your main combo starter will be grab, as I said before, and down tilt, as I said when I was talking about down tilt. Those are your main combo starters. Yes, you can get combos started from side B, but I don't recommend it because side B, like I said before, is one of his most punishable moves. But if you can land it, like maybe someone did something punishable and you just want to run up and get a side B because you don't feel safe to get a grab, you can side B. But grab will always be better than side B because the angle that grab sets up for will always give you a combo. Even at lower percentages and at higher percentages, the angle that grab sets up for will give you stage advantage. So even if it doesn't combo anymore, oh my gosh. But that's what happens if you don't DI the grab. You just kind of die from grab forward throw up air. But grab will give you a lot. And I know I'm talking a lot about grab when he has a lot of poke tools. But his main poke tool is going to be down tilt. And your combos are going to come from down tilt. And it'll be things like down tilt, up tilt, down tilt, up air, down tilt, neutral air to cover. And then after down tilt, your combos will be from forward throw. So his main two combo tools are down tilt and his grab. And like I said, if you can land a side B, maybe side B. But on early percentages, the best thing I recommend is forward throw into side B, into up air. And that gives you a juggle opportunity and big damage. And for opponents that are aggressive that like to run in at lower percentages, I just kind of recommend spamming down tilt. So you can hit down tilt into up tilt. And down tilt even works good against opponents who are jumping that you don't feel comfortable parrying. You can just dash back, down tilt, up tilt. Very, very good. Thanatos is a very, very good whiff punish character. And he definitely makes people think about their options before doing it. And his combos are like very, very easy to use. So let's talk about neutral, which I've basically been talking about the entire guide. His neutral is basically like I've been saying, poke tools. You want to poke with down tilt, force your opponent to shield so you can get grabs when they come into range of down tilt. That's also range of dash grab, and that's kind of the best thing about it because if you can down tilt them, you can also dash grab them. So it's kind of like that's your mix up. Like I say, if you can down tilt them, you can dash grab them. So if they're running forward and shielding to watch out for down tilt, you just approach with dash grab and you get your combos from grab. And you basically want to mix up you between down tilts and grabs, and you want to put your opponents above you so that you can shark with up air, cover with neutral air, cover with his amazing aerials, and at higher percentages, since you're basically like mids at like 80s to 100, since your opponent is afraid of dying, you can start spamming things like back air, and you know they're shielding. Just remember, if you can back air them, you can dash grab them. And at higher percentages, like I say, your grab doesn't give you like kill confirms if your opponent DIs it. But it does put you in a very advantageous situation because you can up air and then up tilt in case the up air misses. Like that. So that's basically his entire neutral. You just want to keep your opponents out. If your opponent is jumping a lot and you don't feel comfortable being grounded, you don't have to be afraid of them because, like I said before, forward air is a very good spacing tool. As you can see, you can throw out 3 in a double jump. And like I said, forward air is safe on shield. So you can air a lot of opponents with forward air. Not many opponents have a forward air that's longer than Thanatos'. Like, it's even longer than Sophia's. So you can just kind of preemptively throw it out to cover a jump. And if you want to get a hard read, you can cover a jump with up tilt because that'll probably get you a kill at 80. But his neutral is basically locking down your opponent and making them feel like they don't have any options because you're pressuring with down tilt, you're pressuring with dash grab, and getting those big punishes when you can get them for those early kills. Now let's talk about kill confirms. one of the easiest kill confirms he have, which I've shown you, is on the edge of the stage. Grab, forward throw, back air. So that's one kill confirm. And that works at like around 60. As you can see, I can build the opponent up to 60. And at like around 60, you can just go grab, forward throw, back air. And that'll get you a kill. If your opponent's DIing out, you hit the back air. If they're DIing in, you also hit the back air. At lower percentages, like around 30, I can get the opponent up to 30. You have, like I said before, forward throw, down air. And that's another good kill confirm. And both of those are from throw, which if you knock somebody off the stage, one thing a lot of people like to do is neutral stand and shield. So if someone's neutral standing and shield, you get that grab into the forward throw, into the down air at like around 30. And that probably seals a stock because Thanatos' down air is ridiculously strong. Other kill confirms are all very DI dependent. He doesn't have anything that's necessarily true no matter the way your opponent DIs. So one of them would be side B into up air. But if your opponent DIs it out, they won't get hit by the up air. But if they DI it in, they will get hit by the up air. So he has a very, like I say, DI dependent kill confirms. I'm trying to think of another one. Another one is like around 80, just kind of like side B, is grab, forward throw, up air. If your opponent DIs it out, the up air won't hit. If they DI it in, the up air will hit, and you'll get your kill confirmed that way. But from center stage, you have side B, which helps you build on damage. And like I said, like around 80. If your opponent doesn't DI it out, you have side B into up air. And those are basically just about his kill confirms. He doesn't really have like combo kill confirms that you're going to be looking for in neutral or in mid match, because most of your kills are going to come from straight hits like back air, your edge guarding. Because I know Thanatos has a bad recovery, but he covers this area of the ledge so much that other characters with bad recoveries, he can just cover all of this. You can go forward air, forward air, and then reverse up B to cover the ledge. So that's where a lot of your kills are going to come from, is when you get aggressive off stage, straight back air hits, and then also sweet spot up two hits. And then just your juggling from up air, and if you hit the sweet spot from up air, you get a kill at like 100. That's where most of your kill confirms are going to come from. So there you have it. That's my breakdown of Thanatos. As you can see in my tier list, I put him mid-tier, even though I play him a lot and I think he's really good. It's just a lot of characters have a lot of things that are better than him. And just about every character in the game has a way to punish his recovery. So you have to get very, very tricky on the way you recover. His air dodge isn't bad, so you can always float in, save your air dodge, and air dodge in, or air dodge to the ledge. One thing you want to do is just try and make it back and get stage control, and try not to get bullied off stage, which can happen a lot because his recovery is really, really bad. But that's just about it. You want to space out your opponents, get those down tilts, get those up tilts. Like I say, you can cover falling with neutral air to set yourself up in better positions. And your main thing is going to be juggling with up air, because up air is really scary. You only get one air dodge. If they air dodge to up air, you punish with either dash attack, or you punish with dash turn back air, or you punish with a dash forward air. And that's basically just about it for Thanatos. Thanatos is a very easy character to play. Very, very simple game plan. Nothing too difficult about him. I think that's why a lot of people don't like fighting against him, because you kind of only do a few things and you win a match from doing those few things. So he's my favorite character. Will probably still be my main unless they release a cooler character. Oh, before we go, I want to talk about his rage mechanic. So as you know, Thanatos is a powerhouse, and basically as Thanatos takes damage, he builds up rage and his moves get more launch, and basically that's just about it. He gets rage and his moves do more launch. That makes a lot of things kill earlier. So basically like the setup of down air on the edge of the stage. Can't get her off the stage. And that was soft spot down there, and it almost killed because of the rage. So basically things like down there on the edge of the stage will most likely be more of a kill confirm because of the rage. And when you have the rage, like I say, his moves do more launch. They don't do more damage, they just do more launch. So your opponents will fly further when you hit them, and basically it'll give you earlier kills. That's just about it for his rage mechanic. He'll hit a lot harder, be a lot stronger, and the longer Thanatos lives, he becomes really, really scary, because I believe at like 130, back air starts killing at like 50. So he has very, very big damage, and he's definitely one of those characters that you really want to kill and not let him get basically higher than 100. You want to kill him as early as possible, but since he plays so passive, it's really hard to do that. Like as you see, at 72, like back air's like almost killing, and they killed at 90, and it wasn't even the edge of the stage. But there you have it. That's my guide for Thanatos. If it helped out, or you have any comments or questions, leave them down in the comments. Let me know. I'll be doing a showcase with Thanatos, which I can't wait to do because I love playing this character. He's really, really fun, and a lot of people pick him up because, you know, he's the edgy Death Scythe guy. So I don't blame him, because that's why I picked him up. But like I always say, if the video helps you out or you have any questions, like I just said, leave a comment down below. If it helps you out, leave a like. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.